Create an obsession with the topic that you want to speak on. This is another tip that comes from the great author, late author, Dale Carnegie, when it comes to speech writing. When you have a speech or a talk or a presentation to give, think about that thing as frequently as you can. This not only increases the amount of time that you work on the speech, it also helps you generate way more ideas, and it makes the process of preparing for your talk less daunting, and you're less likely to procrastinate on preparing your topic or your speech. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm going to illustrate this really simply. When you go about your day, walk around with a book, a notebook, preferably a small one, and a pen. And in this notebook, you're going to be jotting down any ideas that you have to include in your speech throughout the day. Now, how are we meant to do this? Think of your speech at odd moments of the day. Now, I want to continue with the speech topic example that I gave in a previous video, and that is the importance of friends, or the importance of friendships. That is the speech topic you want to write on. It's just an example. What you're going to be doing is, as you go about your day, not all of us are public speakers or keynote public speakers that's not our main occupation for most of us. Most of us, we have normal jobs or we are students, so most of our time is taken up by these jobs and is taken up by studying. So you don't really have 5-hour chunks to work on your speech. What you do instead is at odd moments of the day, when you're brushing your teeth, when you're walking, when you're driving, or when you're just going about your day, even eating your food, or on the commute, in the bus, etc. You name it. You think about your topic. You think, what else can I add to the speech? What other experiences have I had that could be useful in helping illustrate the points that I want to prove, or the points that I want to use to convince people about the importance of friendships? You think about it even when you're sleeping, just before bed. You think, what else can I add to my speech? And then you write it down. Do this for as many days as possible. And this is why early preparation is important. Make sure you prepare your speech. You have ample time to practice your speech as many times as possible. And you have ample time to prepare as much as you can before the due date of your presentation. You don't want to cook a speech. As Dale Carnegie says, your speech is not something that you can cook in 30 minutes. It's not like a steak which you can cook in 30 minutes. A speech really needs time to marinate. A speech or a presentation needs time to really simmer and cook, so that when you present it before an audience, it's a delicious meal that they are ready to consume. The worst thing about speeches is that people can easily tell when you're not prepared for a talk, and you get the results in real time. When you're out there on stage and you're giving a presentation and you're speaking and you're not actually adequately prepared for giving that presentation, people are able to speak. People are able to pick up that you're not prepared. Nothing beats preparation, and nothing beats early preparation. So make sure you prepare for your topic early with ample time to make sure you have enough points to prove you can prove your points, and you can work on them and really carefully craft them so that the audience can easily digest your facts. So part of that preparation should be going over your speech several times throughout your day, numerous times, all day long. Think about your speech. When let's say you're studying, for example, you're a student. On your study breaks, you think, what else can I add to that speech? You jot it down, and then you go back to your study session after that study break. You jot down, and you're jotting this down in one notebook, all right? Or even in any way you can jot it down. Just write it down, because the brain is useful for coming up with ideas, but it's not useful for keeping ideas. So make sure you've got somewhere to write it down, and keep those notes. They're gonna be useful. When you've done this for even a period of a week or even a month, depending on how long you have before you need to present that topic, at some point you'll have an idea or a bunch of scraps of pieces of paper with a bunch of ideas which you thought of on several occasions. You then bring up all those ideas and you find a way to expand them. You revise them, and you see which ones are good to keep and which ones are good for throwing away. all right? Because not all of them will be good for keeping. But then you will find some ideas which will be very pivotal, which will make your speech a lot better. And those are the ones which you will expand on and add to your speech, and they will make it a lot better. And when you now have your speech ready, make sure to keep on going over it and over it in your head at odd moments of your day. As you walk around, you're reciting, you're rehearsing your presentation, you're rehearsing the points which you want to say in your speech or in your topic or in your talk. And you do this several times, and you will see that you will be better off than someone who just writes down their speech on one day, and they just leave it there gathering dust until it needs to be pulled out. You have to be constantly working on your speech, constantly modifying, constantly making it better, thinking of ideas constantly at odd moments of the day, and it doesn't even take long. Even just thinking about your ideas for 2 minutes every single day will make it a lot better than someone who tries to cook a speech in 1 hour on just one day, and they'll think that they've done a good job. No, you need to make sure you're constantly modifying and edifying your speech, making it better and easier for the audience to understand. These are the tips from Dale Carnegie.